Okay, so this one's going to start off. What I'm going to do before I talk through it, I'm just going to play the first main page from the intro through the A section to the B section, and then I'll stop it, okay? So it's going to go from the top, going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the way that you can practice those guys is on the third page in, it starts off with a very simple mute pattern that goes like this. It has the B chord, and then it's going to the D to the E. You could even keep it on just one chord, and it's going like this. It puts a mute on the fourth beat as well, going 2, 3, 4. Now that's still not quite the pattern we need to get to, but it's got our hand working on beats 2 and 4 now. The third one adds chops on beat 1 as well, going 3 and 4, 3 and 4 and. Oh, this is the second bar. So I think if you put 1 and 2 together, or 2 and 3 together, you end up with the third example. Or, excuse me, if you put 2 and 3 together, you end up with the fourth example. That's right. 2 is this. The second bar is going to start like this, going 3 and 4 and. And you're going to have number 4, which sounds like this. Now the only reason this one might sound a little bit weird is because I'm starting with a quarter note on the first one. We're going to get rid of that sucker in the fifth example. We'll see how it starts on the and of 4 with the upstroke. The fourth guy makes your life a little bit easier by starting on a downbeat, going 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a great way to do it. And when you put all these chops in, all of a sudden all the scary holds go away. So that makes your life a little easier. The fifth one puts those evil holds back in, but it retains the chops in the first measure. I didn't write them into the second one because I wanted to show all those holds in, but you could add them in and just play the second measure from the one above. This one is a bit of a tough one to count in because it starts on and of 4, going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. great. If it's easier to not do the muted strokes, go with that one. If it's easier to think of it as having a solid downbeat every other measure, that's totally fine. Sometimes that makes it a little easier to play. Or if you want to go whole hog and do the fifth one at the bottom, that's great. Like I was saying,
a question here in the notation. Is it 3 and, so third and are the only strokes where you're not hitting a B7? So it's E and D, 3 and or?
Yes, yeah, it's beat 3.
So the first, second, and fourth
are all B
B7.
chords. That's right, yeah. So now, when you get to the B section, you're on easy street compared to that. All you've got to do is play bar chords, or wrap your thumb around like I do, going all down strokes, then A, then B, 2, 3. The only thing that he does here that's a little bit tricky is if you want, you can take a slide from about the 14th fret, and this is just general, it is about this F sharp up high, but if it was anywhere close to there, you'll hear he always does that on beat 4 every 4 bars, going 1. That you guys don't really need to worry about, but if I have solos for these, I always like to give them to you, is the little solo. It goes up to the 4 chord E and plays out of the major pentatonic scale, and it sounds like this. I don't even know if I can do this, I haven't done this in a zillion years, but it sounds like a, and then plays the little 7 chords. Then, 2, then, now it goes minor pentatonic. Sorry. And then it just goes back to playing the chorus there. But it's a kind of a cool solo. It's the two things I like about it are that it goes back and forth from major to minor pentatonic. The major pentatonic really sweet. It's bending up to the note G sharp. Then sliding up to the root. And now we've got 7 chords. E7. Down 1. And now here's lower inversion. That hits the first ending. And now we come back again. Then, same thing. Then, now the second ending plays. And then you're done. So kind of a cool and very chordy in there, other than the little major pentatonic, it's almost all double stops in that part. We'll talk about some other things on this one when we get back, but one page that we didn't talk that much about is the second page, which has just a couple of, it shows playing the A section in a little bit of it, it's a little bit simplified, I think, but it shows it all in tablature. And it shows the chords underneath there. It shows how you could play it with just the root going. Shows the scale that it comes out of, the minor pentatonic scale. And gives you the suggestion on the bottom for maybe trying to play the 2-bar rhythm and don't change chords. Just stay on the B chord. Then add in these guys. So you could start with 1 chord, get that groove in your right hand, then put the pressure on the left hand to keep up with it. Okay? So I will send out out this tape, and then I will also send out an MP3 of these guys playing it, and I think that'll be really fun. I think that'll be a good one to play.